What's up, everybody? D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla Minus One news and update. That's right, I'm trying to stay on top of this stuff so I don't fall over a year behind like I did with the Monsterverse. Before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend who's helping me co-edit these videos, just so that we can keep them moving, because oh my gosh, there's a lot going on, so big thank you! I'm known to ramble, so I'm going to try and keep my thoughts very brief in this video, because there's a lot to talk about, so I want to keep the train moving, because I want to get to that trailer breakdown. I'll do that next. But just for now, so that we don't spend too much time on the trailer breakdown, let's cover the news in the front half in this video, so we can get it all out of the way, all caught up to date, and I want to start out like normal by showing off a ton of art. Let's rapid fire the art. There's so much great art coming out of the Godzilla community, starting out with Goji 1999's Godzilla 1954 redesign. This was going back to the concept designs for Godzilla 1954 and revamping him, much like what I talked about I wanted in my 15 Things video. Also, now we have Makio0001, one of my favorite artists. I really like his chibi little art style. I think it's a lot of fun, very cute. Here's his Godzilla, the Ride Godzilla. Of course, I'm showing that off because it's Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla. Next up is GNA's Godzilla 1954, awaiting the Minus 1.0 reveal. This is a cute one. I love GNA's art, one of my favorite artists. Got the G silhouette back there. I love that G that they've been using. And just fun to see Godzilla 1954 be all expressive like that. Next up, this one's great. This is Takaiju's Godzilla Zero silhouette. I think he did such a cool job recreating the silhouette as Godzilla. It looks sick, man. I'm super into this. Of course, from what we've seen in the trailer, it does not look like this is the direction the design for Godzilla headed, but this is still really cool to see. I'm very into this. I dig it a lot. Another person who brought that silhouette to life was Mahari Lab. They did a Godzilla Zero silhouette come to life. This one's a bit more action-packed. This one looks a lot more like Godzilla the Ride. I like this a lot. And that wasn't the only one they did, because Mahari Lab also did a Godzilla Always Sunset version and Godzilla the Ride sitting together waiting for the next Takashi Yamazaki Godzilla, that of course being Negative 1.0. That's a cute one. I really like that one. That is a super cute idea. Flicker Blue 1999's speculative Godzilla Zero design is incredible. This artwork is amazing. And Flicker Blue is a great name for this artwork because it's so blue and beautiful. So cool, man. I really like this Godzilla redesign. I'm actually a little bummed that we don't see something like this in live action. This to me looks like a blend between Ultima and 1954. I mean, look at that Ultima styled face. That is so cool. Then you've got those nice, almost classic, but millennium sort of dorsal spines on the back, and I like the stance and the posture. This is super cool, man. Cardbrobot did the King Returns art. This was after we got the official reveals. Now we've seen what the design looks like, and this was his artistic take on it. This one is incredible. Just great style, and it's very spooky. It calls back to that G silhouette, and it was done based on the new design. This is great. It's really great. It shows how this new design is also similar to that Always Sunset design. And not only that, but he really captures the strange new multi-layered dorsal spines that I think are very interesting about this new Godzilla. The way they're so thick. But this comes from Noe, who labeled it 0 to -1, which of course is the tagline for this new movie. Great! And then finally, to end off the art, we have T.S. Yamawaki's Make More Minus art. That's what he called it, I guess. I'm assuming he's a toy photographer. From what I've seen, it seems like he is. But it also seems like he might be a model maker. Like, it seems like he might have designed a lot of these concept Godzillas. Like, these might be legit concept Godzillas that he's made. They're models. This is great. I mean, this is a super cool one. Obviously, it's not using the design from the new movie, but it's just a stylish representation of that kind of destructive force that Godzilla has become in this new movie. Super cool. Very radical redesign right there. That's pretty sick. In celebration of Godzilla Minus One, G-Man on Twitter posted the original Godzilla 1954 production wrap photo. This is great to see. It's got the cast and crew in there. This is a really cool picture. I can't believe I've never seen it before, but it's got so many great friendly faces in there and just a wonderful crew from a wonderful film. So you know how in my 15 Things video I said it would be interesting if there's a second Godzilla in this movie, that they went way back to the original concept art design for Godzilla 1954. Well, in light of that, someone linked me this Godzilla 1954 concept resin model. This one comes from Tengetsu Crafts, and it is, like I said, the Godzilla 1954 concept art resin model. It stands at 9.8 inches. It's $129. It came out in 2019, and I believe it comes to you unpainted. They've done a phenomenal job recreating this Godzilla concept art design. Of course, there are some little differences, like the tail is different. The tail should have that big flappy bit on the end. And I don't love the way that on the Godzilla body, they've really shrunk his bottom jaw. They took his jawline away. He still has it in the head bust. I don't know why they got rid of it on the big model, but on the whole, they've done a really good job recreating that design. And I think it'd be a very interesting place to start from scratch to say, maybe that's what Godzilla looked like before he got hit by the bomb. Not necessarily the direction I would go with it personally if I was redesigning Godzilla myself, but I do think it is an interesting idea to explore. Godzilla Minus One has an official Twitter account. You can go check that out, link down below. If you didn't know, now you do. That's where they were doing the Godzilla countdown on. The Godzilla countdown, for those of you wondering who didn't get to see it, led to not the trailer in the poster. Instead, it led to a teaser for the teaser. Oh, you gotta love it when companies do a teaser for the teaser. At least the teaser didn't play before the teaser during the teaser trailer. Yeah, it led to a teaser for the teaser, but it had epic music. I'm thinking that this might be our first listen to the Godzilla Minus One score. This might be our first indication of what that soundtrack's gonna be like. It's awesome. It's got grand scale, very Ifukube. Reminds me a lot of Godzilla vs. Destroya, that song that plays when it's showing him going thermonuclear and exploding the earth. That song. Sounds like that song. It's epic. It's also got Godzilla's new 1954 revamp roar at the end. It's a way more aggressive and gritty version of that 54 roar. I love it. It's so cool. Following this, we got the Godzilla official Minus One title and poster. I've talked about this in the previous video. It's great. I like the name. I think it's very thematic. I also think it elevates the genre because it's not just titled after a monster. I think it's a little more interesting and unique. I like what it represents, as we'll talk about in this video. I think the poster is stylish and beautiful. I think it's sleek. I like the Godzilla design in it. I'm really digging the new Godzilla. He's sharp and spiky, but he looks classic. He looks like a mix between Godzilla Heritage, some of the concept designs for Godzilla 2000, and I could see some of the proportioning of the legendary Godzilla in here. He's very reminiscent of Yamazaki's other Godzilla designs, like Godzilla from Always Sunset and Godzilla from Godzilla the Ride. Although he's a little more traditional than Always Sunset, I would say, and he's a little less traditional than Godzilla the Ride. But I really like it. I love this. I always love also when you can see the picture behind the picture. I think that's super fun. One small little thing I want to note here is that in the Minus 1.0, in the Japanese poster, you can see the bottom part of Godzilla's legs, and it says the movie's releasing on November 3rd, whereas in the US poster, you do not see Godzilla's legs. Instead, you see his tail swinging down because you get the -1, so you see more of it. So you see his tail swinging down. That's awesome. And in this instance, the movie is coming out December 1st. Now, I do think it's interesting that they still keep the tagline in Japanese up at the top. They've moved it from where it is in the Japanese poster. The tagline, which I believe, again, says from -1 to 0, or from 0 to -1, or whatever it says. Something like that. But it's really cool. I really like it. Like I said, I don't know if I like it more than I like the Shin Godzilla poster, but I do love it. I'm a big fan of it because it's not like a floating head poster or anything like that. Those cringe me out these days. Too many of them. All that to say, the Godzilla countdown officially ended. They posted the last post today. They have completely filled the map out. All the Godzilla photos, all the Godzilla posters are here on display. And as you can see, interestingly, Godzilla -1 has the same color palette as the Shin Godzilla poster, and those do stand out against all other Godzilla posters, which predominantly lean into reds, oranges, yellows, and occasionally blues. These two stray very white, and they stand out as a result of it. Just a fun fact that I think is interesting. Kind of represents the sleek new Godzilla that Toho is going for, a bit more minimalistic and a bit more focused, and a bit more prestige as well. In addition to that, there's a bunch of little stuff we got, like we got the Godzilla -1 thumbnail version with the Godzilla foot coming down and the logo in front. We got the Godzilla -1 banner. This is the social media version. We got the Godzilla -1 new face. This is their website banner. We got the Godzilla -1 stretched out banner. This one's more for the top of your social medias rather than your profile pictures. We got the Godzilla -1 wallpaper version, which is an extended version of it. We got a separate Godzilla -1 wallpaper version, which has the G-1 logo and then the text on the top and the bottom. Just tons of different variations of that G-1. God, they love the G-1. I do too, it looks sick. But they released the G-1 wallpaper at the same time they announced that they have a new Instagram and TikTok account. I've got the Instagram link down below. I don't have TikTok, so I couldn't really link it, but I've got the Instagram account linked down below. You can go check it out for yourself. It's interesting that the Instagram and the Twitter are named after the release date for the movie rather than Godzilla -1 itself. For those of you who don't want to click the link in the description below, you can find both accounts at Godzilla231103 on Instagram or Twitter. They also announced a new Godzilla Minus One Japanese website. You can go check the Japanese website down below. It does have a plot description in it, but I'll talk about the plot description in a second when I talk about the trailer. There was an announcement for that, and then the website was revealed, so you can go check both things out down below. There's also a Godzilla Minus One US website. Now, this technically isn't a dedicated Godzilla Minus One US website. This is the Godzilla American website that posts news on upcoming Godzilla films, including the Minus One film, which is why we got the new website posting for it. The Godzilla US website refers to this as a teaser trailer specifically, which confirms that it is not trailer 1. So as I said, trailer 1, we can expect that to come out next month probably. It'll be probably about a minute and a half. Again, I'm not expecting any dialogue with it, probably just music and text like the Shin Godzilla days. Good stuff. We'll also probably hear our first listens to the Godzilla soundtrack for the film. They also confirmed that the film will come out on 12/1/23 as the US release date, so December 1st, 2023, marking the fastest turnaround between a Japanese and American Godzilla movie to date, with less than a month between the both. Incredible. They posted a plot synopsis for the film. It's a brief one. It states, an already devastated post-war Japan faces a new threat in the form of Godzilla. They also refer to Godzilla as the classic king of the monsters. Okay, finally, the teaser trailer was revealed. It's incredible. It shows post-war Japan devastated by war getting attacked by Godzilla. It looks great. Lots of people were correct. They went for very brown tones. I like it. It looks like they're really committing to the period piece, and I'm very excited about that. There is a trailer description underneath the trailer that I have translated for you guys. It states Godzilla's 70th anniversary work. The worst despair in the series history hits Japan. That is a great promise that this will be the most devastating film of the franchise. The full plot synopsis states, after the war, as if to add another blow to Japan, which became nothing, zero, the Godzilla that appeared knocked down this country to the negatives, minus. To attack in the most desperate situation in history, who and how will Japan stand up? Director, screenplay, and VFX by Takashi Yamazaki. Good stuff, man. I like all of that. I like the thematic reference to why is the movie called Godzilla Minus One. It's because they started at zero and now they're getting kicked while they're down. I like this. Literally, they're getting kicked while they're down, becoming into the negatives. That's cool. It's cool stuff. It also kind of ties into the whole Evangelion thing with like Evangelion 1.0 plus 2.3 or whatever they do. You know what they do with those movies. Weird. I don't get those titles. But it's cool. It's just new. It's different. Whatever. I like the whole who and how will Japan stand up to Godzilla. That's cool. I like that they're putting the emphasis on Japan versus Godzilla, just like Shin Godzilla. That was the tagline for Shin Godzilla, one of the ones. It's good stuff. And it also makes me think that maybe we'll get a central heroic figure standing up to Godzilla in this new movie. Maybe a Dr. Serizawa, if we're lucky, if I'm lucky anyways. And then finally, they have a US trailer for Godzilla Minus One. There's not really any differences except that they've translated the Japanese text into English and added a small Toho banner at the end of the trailer. The last thing we will talk about is an interview with the director Takashi Yamazaki. This is a little interview. It's a brief quote from him, but I've got it linked down below if you want to go check it out. In this, it states that Godzilla appears as a wild and divine appearance, which is true. He sure does in that poster. This is our quote from Yamazaki. Post-war Japan has lost everything. It portrays an existence that gives an unprecedented despair that adds another blow onto it. With that in mind, the title Godzilla -1.0 was born. Together with the staff, we have created a setting that creates despair upon despair with a figure of Godzilla that looks as if terror itself is walking toward you. I think that it is a work worthy of being experienced rather than watched in a theater. I would like you to experience the most terrifying Godzilla in the best environment. That is a fantastic quote. There's a lot there that I love. Post-war Japan losing everything. That's a great place to start this film. It's a very interesting setting for this movie. I'm very excited to see those complex themes tackled. I hope that it isn't just Japan stroking its victim complex that it's to some degree has. It's not like the devastation to Japan was 100% unwarranted. However, it may have been more exaggerated than it needs to be. But I hope the movie isn't just a black and white portrayal of, dang, look at how in despair Japan was, and oh man, the Japanese people did not deserve any of this. Well, I would say the Japanese citizens didn't. The country did start a war. So I hope the movie has a very complex look at Japan, the way that the original Godzilla was very critical of the Japanese government, especially the old guard. I hope that this movie is as well. But I love this setting. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think this packs in a lot of punch. This is very Honda of them. I'm very excited about that. The whole idea of Godzilla being a symbol of terror itself is phenomenal. That's great. It goes back to what I've always wanted, which is a true Godzilla horror movie. I like the quote that the movie should be experienced rather than watched. That's very Christopher Nolan of you, Mr. Yamazaki. I think both directors are planning on actually nuking us in the year 2023, so if you don't get hit in Oppenheimer, this is the double whammy. There's a pun there to be made, but I won't make it. I'm excited to see the most terrifying Godzilla in the best environment. That's a big promise to make, and I'm very, very hopeful, and I'm optimistic that this movie will deliver on that. Alrighty, my friends, thank you for joining me for this one. I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to support the Patreon, you can using the link in the description below, where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Supporting the Patreon is the best way to support this channel and to support me. It truly goes a long way in terms of making sure I can keep making videos like this for you guys. I want to give a shout out to our new patron, Jose. Thank you very much for your support. I very much appreciate it. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time for the next one. For that trailer breakdown, D-Man out.